Welcome back to Tam. Today we're making this guy, cod with aubergine / eggplant caponata. Caponata is a Sicilian dish of aubergine, eggplant with loads of flavors typical of Sicily, like capers and raisins and pine nuts. Sicily is this island off of Italy, hugely influenced by North Africa and an Arab invasion that happened around the 7th century. And there are Jewish communities in there documented from the 7th century, but chances are that Jews arrived so much earlier in Sicily. And a lot of Sicilian cooking actually has underlying Jewish elements. That mix of sweet and sour of raisins and capers is very, very Jewish. And when Jews are sadly expelled from Sicily in the 14th century, they make their way north through Italy, and they spread a lot of food knowledge that we take for being very Italian throughout Italy. So let's get on with making this super simple, incredibly delicious, flavor-packed cod with aubergine caponata. So it's more of a vegetable medley than a sauce. I've got my pan heating. I'm gonna add a tablespoon of olive oil and let that heat up. And then to that, it shouldn't take very long, we're gonna add 1 onion, which I've chopped up, and 2 large stick celeries chopped up. We're gonna add them. We're gonna saute them for about 5 minutes until they start softening up. And then we're gonna keep on layering flavor after flavor. This is just one of those old world Mediterranean dishes that jam packs flavor by just adding more and more awesome ingredients. So they're added there about 5 minutes. Let it fry. Make sure your oven is heated up to 200 degrees Celsius, 400 Fahrenheit. So it's ready for our fish after we've put together the sauce and kind of let it simmer down. So 5 minutes on the onions and celery. It's been 5 minutes. Our onions and celery have cooked down. What I have here is 3 cloves of garlic minced, and I'm gonna just mix them in about 30 seconds, no more. You really don't want the garlic to burn. Once it's burnt, it's bitter and it kind of flavors the whole dish. And then we have loads more vegetables to add. So what I have here is 1 pound, half a kilo of eggplant aubergine, which I've peeled and cubed into 1 centimeter pieces, half an inch. So those are gonna go in. Let's mix it up well, and we're just gonna keep on adding flavor. So we had the onions and garlic and celery. Now we're gonna add the eggplant / aubergine that kind of absorbs flavor brilliantly. Let's add to that. I have 2 cups of little baby plum tomatoes. So those are gonna burst with the heat, which is great as well. And let's add to that, I've got 1 can that is 15 ounces, 425 grams of tomato sauce. Here in the UK, you would call it passata. It's just smooth, no flavor added, straight up tomato sauce. And let's mix that in. I'm gonna now add a few awesome flavors. 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. And then, oh my goodness, this is why I love Sicilian cooking, because they know me. They know that I love sweet and savory and salty together. So half a cup raisins and 1/4 cup capers, or sultanas, golden raisins here in the UK called sultanas. Those are going in along with 1/4 cup of pine nuts. That is our mix. Oh my goodness, so awesome. So now I'm gonna lower the heat, cover this, and let it cook down while we cook the fish. So here is our mix. Let's lower the heat and let it kind of simmer and all the flavors combine while we get on the fish. Sorry, I forgot to say, if your pan seems a little bit too dry with all those additional flavors, always have a little bit extra olive oil on the side. You can add it as you go. Again, Mediterranean cooking loves olive oil. Add as much or as little of it as you like. So I just added another tablespoon to my mix. I'm gonna cover it, give it about 10 minutes while we get on with the fish. All right, so what I have here is 4 stunning cod loins, they're called. Here in the UK, super easy to find. I had the fishmonger take the skin off, but you can leave the skin on, absolutely. I put it on a piece of baking parchment with some olive oil underneath. I'm going to season it with some coarse salt, and you'll see there's the cod is so delicious that you don't really need to do very much to it. So it's seasoned with a little bit of salt. In the move, I can't find my pepper grinder, so I just have a little bit of pepper in a cup, and we'll season with a drop of pepper, and about a tablespoon of olive oil is going right on top of that. My oven is set to 400 degrees Celsius, 200 Fahrenheit. This is going into the oven for about 10 to 12 minutes until the fish is cooked through. I'm just gonna take a fork and try to pry a couple of it apart and see if it flakes and it's opaque in the center. So into the oven we go. Our cod is out of the oven and it's just wonderfully white and gorgeous and cooked and opaque, which is what we're going for. And our caponata sauce is cooked through. What I love about this dish is that you can make the sauce well ahead of time and you can cook the fish just before you want to serve it. I've actually served this on Shabbat and I just haven't heated it. So I've made the fish, stuck it in the fridge, and served it at room temperature. And it is delicious. Oh my God, it's such an awesome combination. The sauce is still cooking. The fish is ready. I'm gonna layer it up and show you what it looks like. Ah, yes! Cod with aubergine caponata coming right up. Before we're ready to plate up, really important, taste your sauce because we haven't added any salt or pepper yet. So let's taste it. Delicious. Oh my goodness, so good. You could taste the capers. It does need a little bit of salt. That was maybe a quarter of a teaspoon, and even less pepper because we know how I feel about pepper. But yes, oh my goodness. Okay, time to plate up. And there we are, our cod with aubergine caponata ready to go. I am so super excited about this amount of flavor. I cannot wait. I hope you try it out at home. It's super easy, super delicious, and it's jam-packed with flavor. All right, see you all soon with more awesome dishes. Bye, everyone.